All right, current time, 5:05 a.m. Let's see what we can get done. I've already done these two. Excuse my voice, friends. Before 6 a.m., I sound like a prepubescent teen boy, but already got two done. It's 5:06. Let's see what we can do before the kiddos wake up. It's very early in the morning. You guys have asked for this. We're going to do it. I'm going to show you how I photograph, and I'm going to try to list as much as humanly possible today while being a mom and working and all that other stuff. So I'm going to spin you around. I'm going to show you everything I'm going to list. I'm going to show you how I photograph it. The most I have ever listed was 40 in one day by myself. Totally by myself. I think one time I got close to 50, but I didn't count it because the last 10 were drafts. So just to be totally honest, let's just say 40. So the most I've ever gotten done in one day by myself was 40 listings. I am off from my full-time job today. Both of my young children are currently with Nana. So I've got some time. I already have completed 18. We're gonna go back in time. I get up very early. That's part of the way I get all this stuff done, you guys, is I'm very early riser. And when I say early riser, like 4 to 5 a.m. If I wake up at 6, that's a late day for me. So I already got 18 done. We're gonna go back in time. I'm gonna show you that. Then we're gonna come back. I'm gonna show you my office. No judgment, please don't judge. I'm being very vulnerable here. I'm gonna show you everything I have photographed, and we're just gonna see the reality and see how long this takes. It's gonna be kind of like a vlog style. I'll take you along and let's see what we can do. Oh, the reality of being a reseller. So everything in the blue bag has not been photographed. Everything in these white bags has been photographed. These are items that either need steaming or sweater shaving or need to be repictured. Like that rag and bone hat, I actually already have the draft done, but the lighting was off in the photo, so I want to retake that. But we're already kind of ahead of the game because all of this has been photographed. I do recommend if you're trying to do something like this, like you want to get a lot of stuff up quickly or you want to be more consistent, try to batch your work, you guys. I photographed all of this stuff in a day. Okay, so if I'm going to photograph, I'm not just going to photograph one item. I'm going to photograph 30, 40, 50 items because it just helps me to be consistent. And some days when I don't feel like photographing, great. I've got like, this is literally 100 items. I know it doesn't look like it, but it is because a lot of it is swimwear, intimates. This is probably about 60 larger items, sweaters, dresses, coats that need to be photographed. When I tell you guys my setup is super basic, I am not joking. I'm going to show you everything and how I photograph. You guys have been asking for it, but there's a command hook. Oh, I have a white hanger, a silver hanger, and like a silver hanger for pants. I clean this. This is just, you guys, I get makeup everywhere. It's ridiculous. So every time before I photograph, I actually clean this entire wall. I do use Photo Room, not sponsored, to make white backgrounds for my photos. I think I pay $9.99 a month. I would love it, Photo Room, if you would like to sponsor me because I love your product. But so I use a white wall. And then I will also like edit the first photo and make it like a crisp white background. They've also, listen, let me turn the camera around. Hold on. I have that up. I put that up when I have a live sale, you guys. See the makeup already. I put that up as like a nice background. And because I'm insane, I thought, well, I'm off work. Let me do a live sale. Like I try to smash as much reselling related things into one day as I can when I have the time, because I don't have the time to work on reselling every single day. So when I tell you I list daily, usually I try to stay ahead and list and draft and schedule. But anyways, Photo Room recently released like some AI backgrounds that are really cool. Like you could literally take a dress of someone on that white wall, or a picture, not someone, geez, on that white wall. And you can say like, use a ballroom background, and it'll like place the dress on a person in a ballroom. Or if you use a stock image, which we won't go into that again, of someone in a dress, like, you know, with a normal white background, like from Revolve, it'll place that person on the beach. You could say, I need a background in a mailroom. It's wild, you guys. I've only used that a couple times for like cosmetic listings, but a lot of people buy stuff when I use their AI backgrounds. So not sponsored, but I'd love to be sponsored by Photo Room. I really like the product. Totally not necessary, especially if you're a beginner, you guys. You don't even need to use a white background. Just take the photos however the heck you can. As long as you're getting good, clear, crisp photos, that's what matters most. I'm just like, oh, my arm's hurting, of the old school mentality that like you need things to have a crisp white background so that if someone is like Googling like Madewell black t-shirt, yours will show up higher in search because of the crisp white background. Have we debunked that? I don't even know if that's still true, but it's like so ingrained in my head from like 18 million years ago. So, and I personally just like the way it looks. But you know, just get the photos done however you can. Let me spin you around and show you what I do. Super. All right, let's speed through this because if you've seen it once, I feel like you've seen it a million times. There's the ring light, the command hook, the item. I put my hair up, I put a scarf on, and I get to it. I try to get photographing done as quickly as possible, you guys. I take as many photos as possible. For example, a jacket, I take photos of the interior, the exterior, the material tag, the brand tag, if there are any flaws. And that's really it, you guys. The back, obviously, some close-ups of the sleeves. I try to take as many pictures as possible, like 15 to 20 photos of an item, and then I move on. I try to keep the items very clear, very close by so that I can just bam, bam, bam. I also stack like items together, so I put all jackets together, all shirts, all pants, so that you're photographing the same things and you can move very quickly. I'm going a little slow because I just realized, oh, I could screen record this for you guys. So, but I think I didn't realize that after all, I wasn't screen recording. So that's all I do, you guys. But just for the sake of this video, I wanted to show you, you know, a shirt, a jacket. This shirt, I actually did steam after. If things are this wrinkled, I steam them. One of you commented and was like, you would sell your stuff for so much more if you would at least steam it. Well, good for you, ma'am, because I don't steam everything. I don't have time for that. But if it's this wrinkled, I will steam it. I was just trying to show you guys how I photograph. So this one isn't listed yet because I did after I took some photos. I was like, I should probably steam this. If it's extremely wrinkled, I will. Moving on. That's really all I do, you guys. So for shirts, for jackets, I will hang up. And for anything that I feel like is just a little too big or looks a little like frumpy on a hanger, I'll actually just place it on the ground. Of course, I clean the ground, or I should say the floor in my office, and I take photos of it. I like to do this for jeans, for skirts, for anything that's plus size that like just kind of falls off the hanger and doesn't look very nice. I will put on the ground. But that's literally all I do, you guys. Wash, rinse, repeat. Front, back, interior, close-ups, and then all the tags. Because, you know, when you don't take a picture of the care tag, someone will say, well, is it dry clean only or is it machine wash? So I literally try to take all the photos of all the tags. And I also take photos of the stuff that's new with tags. I will actually take photos of that new with tag, you know, the actual like tag that makes it new, because people want to see that. And that is all I do, friends. Let me show you how I photograph when it's on the ground. Here's another jacket. Just as I was saying, I photograph like items. I was just switching it up to show you different items. I do lint roll everything. I usually will lint roll before I even hang it up so that when I'm not filming this process, you guys, it's much faster. I make sure everything is lint rolled. If there's any flaws I need to take photos of, I kind of highlight them with a little sticker. But I just noticed some extra lint on this one. I think this is a J. Crew jacket that actually already sold for $55. Don't sleep on J. Crew jackets, you guys. They're very expensive in store. This retailed for $140, so it has a following on the secondhand market. So just an FYI. Here's the process on the office floor. This is where I was photographing a bodysuit. I was photographing bikinis. So these are the types of things, they just don't look very good on a hanger. I don't know. I tried to photograph this bikini top on a hanger, you guys. It looked crazy. So I just try to make this look as nice as possible and photograph it on the floor.
and I will show you in a little bit using photo room to make the white background. But that's it, friends. I literally take the ring light, I turn it around, I point it down. It is that simple. Way back when I first started, I used to use box lights, and I would have like 3 lights. And kudos to you if you do that. That's amazing. I am part-time and I need to get my listings up. So I need this process to be as simple as possible. I also live in Los Angeles, where I don't have a ton of space to have like 3 lights and store those things. So 1 ring light, you guys, and if you don't even have a ring light, you can use daylight. You can do reselling with the bare minimum, or you can be as extravagant as you want. There is no judgment here at the NikkiBeautyBlis world, okay? As long as you get it done and you're making money and you're happy, who the F cares? So that's what I do, you guys. So think jeans, like I said, bikini tops, bikini bottoms, bodysuits. I will just photograph like this and then white everything out in photo room. I'm realizing I could save a lot of time. I don't know, is it really a lot? Because it doesn't take me that long to batch upload all these photos into photo room and export them and upload them. So I was gonna say I could save some time, maybe not a lot, if I didn't use photo room. Maybe that'll change one day, but right now I just like the look. I've been using it for a while now. And this is how I photograph. This whole video is not going to be you watching me list, you guys. How boring would that be? I will show you me doing some listing, but I did want to give you some insight into the behind the scenes because guys have been asking. Once I was done photographing a couple more items, it was mommy time. The kids are watching this show that teaches toddlers how to speak Spanish and French. I love it. Zane is mesmerized. Donovan's like, yeah, I'm more interested in my toys. So while they did that, I got to listing.
So all kiddos are asleep. 3-year-old's asleep. 11-month-old is asleep. Let's see how much we can knock out in the next couple of hours. I figure, I don't know if I'm calling this a challenge or not, but I figured this is valid for 24 hours, right? So we started at like 5 a.m. I'm not going to keep going till 5 a.m., but I probably will keep going till like midnight, 1 a.m. So let's see how much we can knock out. We're at 21 right now. Let's see what we can do. I wanted to show you what photo room does. You guys, I'm not showing you me actually listing because how boring is that? I mean, I think we all know how to list, right? I was going to say I could do a video on it, but I don't know that any of you need that or want that. But the current time is 8:43 and I am only up to 21 listings. So we'll see how this goes. 21 listings for the day, you guys. I'm going to push it. My mother is here, so I'm going to go to the gym and I'm just going to keep listing until I crash. The goal would be at least 50. It's been hours, spans of hours since you last saw me. I was on mommy duty and we did some Spanish lessons, some French lessons. We did dinner, we painted. So it's literally been hours. And so I'm just now getting into the groove. But I have over 100 things listed. And that's how I have over 100 things photographed, and that's how I'm able to basically knock out a bunch of listings. So this is what photo room does. I just upload the photos and it makes a white background. It's great. But here's the AI backgrounds I was talking about. Oh, they have Easter because it's Easter time. Wait, isn't Easter over? Yeah, I went to church for Easter. I'm like, wait. It was just 2 weeks ago or something. It does take a while. I don't know if that's just my internet. I think I actually love this. Some of you might think this is super tacky. I think it's adorable. It has placed the dress in a wonderful field of Easter eggs, and I just love it. You guys, sometimes when I'm kind of bored, I'll just play with this and just like see what happens. And it's a little bit more fun when you have an image of the item on someone. Like you could just randomly have a Revolve model in a field in Ireland with a beautiful rainbow, and you could just look for that little guy on Lucky Charms. What's his name? What is his name? Is his name Lucky Charms? No, he's a leprechaun, right? Jeez, you can tell I haven't had cereal in years. Anyways, I love Photo Room. Can you sponsor me, please? Thanks. You guys know my email. Or maybe you don't. You should, because I have an account and I've had it for years.
I know I said I wasn't going to show you me listing, but here's me listing away. I use List Perfectly. I've never tried Vindoo. I've never tried any other cross-posting site. Don't they basically all do the same thing? Again, not sponsored. I've been using List Perfectly and Photo Room for years, and they both work great. But like, I don't want you guys to think this is sponsored. I'm just giving you the reality of what I use. And this is me just listing away. Let's see how many we can knock out in a short amount of time. So this was 8:30, and I go until about 11:30 midnight. So let's check back and I'll show you how much I got done.
This was one of my favorite finds from Miami. I'm so sorry that I outed your locations. I can't remember who it was, but one of you was like, girl, why are you naming like our best locations in Miami? Because I named where I got this one. I will not do that. I'm so sorry. But I am not exaggerating when I tell you, in the hour I had in this thrift store, I was literally considering how can I make this a business trip to come back here and just spend like a week thrifting? I'm not exaggerating. I was like telling my fiance, like, maybe we could make it like a work slash sourcing trip. And I just like hit up this thrift store like every day for a week. You guys, I found so much amazing stuff at this thrift store within like 10 minutes. You'll see that video. It's coming soon. But anyways, this is new. It's $192. If you've never heard of PE Nation, it's not as, I don't want to say pedestrian, but it's not as well known as like Lulu or Athleta, but it is a very popular, expensive athleisure, athletic wear line. And they did a collaboration with SoulCycle. And so a lot of times these collaborations that I feel like Lulu's done one with them. But anytime these like, boutique gyms, I call SoulCycle like a boutique gym, does a collaboration with the athletic wear line, it's usually limited edition. So look at that price tag, friends. I am so excited to get this listed. I showed this in a live sale, but I didn't even run it because I was like, you know what? I want to list this and just see how it does. So I will report back, but I am officially listing my findings from Miami. Hands down, one of my favorite thrift stores, like seriously, I've ever visited. If it wasn't so far and the flight was not 5.5 hours, I genuinely, like if this was in Dallas, I would probably be there like next week. Because you guys know my dad lives there. Well, I say Dallas. He lives like 2 hours from there. My dad lives near there. I could stay with him and I would just hit up this thrift store like every day. Or I might just get a hotel. But it is across the country, so I need to be reasonable here.
All right, I couldn't actually talk in this clip because the little guy was asleep, so I'll just do a voiceover. I got to 46. I got to 46 brand new listings, you guys, and I was just crashing hard. I could have pushed it to get to 50, but I was literally about to pass out. I had to restart my Samsung watch because I wanted to prove to you the time and show you what time it was. So considering I didn't work on listing for like the majority of the middle of the day, I'm pretty happy with that. That's the most I've ever done by myself. So I beat my previous record by 6 listings. I really would have liked to make 50, but I was just crashing, you guys. It was a long day, and anybody that has small children and works hard, you get it. Or you know what? Anyone that's just alive, you can. 11:34. I was like, oh, come on, girl. You can make it to midnight. You could probably do 55. And I was like, it's not worth it. At this point, you guys, while I was listing total for the day, I had about 10 sales. So I was really happy with this. This beat my last record. Maybe in the next video, we could shoot for 50. I really would love to do 100. But I think if that's the case, I have to do nothing else throughout my day but list. That would have to be like a day that I have full-time childcare. I mean, that would probably be like a 12-hour day, but I would love to just see if I could do that. But 46, not bad. Let me know. What are your thoughts?